Greetings, I'm Jonathan Spear. Makeshift early game automation systems are hard, and welcome to Age of Engineering Supershorts. Remember when I made this building kind of tall? I had a good reason for it. I'm setting up a vertical calculator circuit system. Before I do anything though, let's upgrade our power a little bit. 2 Redstone blocks, an LV capacitor, an MV capacitor, and quite a bit of rewiring to free up the space so I can put out MV power. Meh, but it'll have to do. I'll set up a new label for calc circuits. We'll need an analyzing chamber, 5 extraction chambers, and 5 reassembly chambers. 16 diamonds is a lot. I don't exactly have 16 diamonds right now. I don't even have 10 stacks of coal. So please excuse me while I do some mining. I'm getting there. Even if I don't get any diamonds, coal can turn into diamonds using IC2. Never mind, that should do. 20 compressed coal balls, which of course become compressed in the compressor. 4 steel mechanical components, 16 buttons, 4 calculator assemblies, 24 enriched gold, 4 enriched gold ingots, 10 power cubes, 40 reinforced stone, 37 reinforced iron ingots, an advanced assembly, 64 weakened diamonds. Should have started that a little bit earlier. 4 reinforced iron blocks, 10 extraction chambers, 5 reassembly chambers, and an analyzing chamber. 2 small storage crates. I'll also need a PA wrench, 10 hoppers. I'll place an analyzing chamber here, which has 2 outputs, green and red. These clean circuits are generated by the chambers I crafted, but they need to be analyzed by putting them in the analyzing chamber to be able to use them in recipes. When you place an unanalyzed circuit in this green slot, it immediately becomes analyzed and spits out random items and some RF. By right-clicking on the side, you can change the color. Hopefully this will auto-output. I'll place the hoppers here, pointing into the analyzing chamber, with the reassembly chambers on top. And more hoppers, and the extraction chambers. 11 first cables, all behind the chambers. Ah, beauteous immersive engineering wiring. Extraction chambers take cobble and occasionally turn them into damaged circuits. There's a 12.5% chance, so 1 out of every 8 of these operations will succeed. We're running an operation every 10 seconds on average. Not amazing, but it'll do for now. Oops, I almost forgot that you kind of have to set the bottoms to output in order for the hoppers to work. This reassembly chamber is chugging along. Looks like the analyzing chamber won't auto-output. Luckily, I already had some transfer nodes crafted. 2 bronze gears, 2 bronze large plates, 2 bronze plates, and 4 bronze item casings. Half of that in an empowerer makes a sturdy casing. I'll need a squeezer, a carpenter, and a completely new building. Naturally, it'll be a greenhouse. Tall and generally made out of wood, and completely finished. All of the panels are basically the same. Desert acacia blinds, nailed panel greenheart, nailed large balsa and teak, and the usual enlightened fused quartz or clear glass and green lamps, with some variation for the front of the house. It turns out different colors of enlightened clear glass combine so that only the borders change, which is really cool, but I wanted segmented areas for my build, so I switched between clear glass and fused quartz. And of course, stable stone, naturally. And now back to regularly scheduled survival. I'll place my squeezer here and carpenter here. To grow seeds for seed oil, I'll use a pump and a garden cloche. Aha, it's working. With a scoop, I can break hives and hope they don't sting me. These are both ignoble, which I don't like. I much prefer pristine. Pristines will never die off, but ignobles will. And by die off, I mean run out of generations. Bee houses are one of 3 different types of housing for bees in forestry. They increase the lifespan and productivity of bees, while decreasing the death rate of an ignoble bee and refusing to mutate. They also cause trees to pollinate faster, which is good for breeding. Basically, they're the closest to what nature intended. They can't run because it's not daytime, so I'll have to sleep more often now. I'll start squeezing seed oil. That's 10 millibuckets per seed, and I'll grab a pipette, which lets you transfer any amount of liquid as long as it's less than 1,000 millibuckets. Observe. When I right-click on a block like the squeezer, it fills more. It will stop at 1,000 millibuckets, however. I can use this to fill up a block like the carpenter with precise amounts. It also allows you to empty the tank. I want to make 2 impregnated casings. Each one requires 250 millibuckets of seed oil. Now I can make 2 apiaries, which are better for breeding. Mostly because they, actually breed. In apiaries, lifespan and production are decreased, but the speed of production is the same in both blocks. For now, I'll let my pristine bees run in the apiaries while my ignoble bees run in the bee houses and produce drones. By the way, these queens are produced by princesses and drones together. Perhaps the best thing about bees is that you can go and do other things while waiting for them to do their thing. Like, for example, mine up a storm. Or get ready to craft an Ender IO machine chassis. I won't make an Ender IO house until the next episode, but for now, why don't we take that big step? Just enough calculation makes complicated recipes seem so much simpler. Enriched sand, clear glass, sandy glass, thickened glass, an empowered Redstone block, 2 redstone ingots, a basic machine casing, an advanced machine casing, an iron casing, empowered Redstone crystals, a bronze gear, a sturdy casing, more beadwork. Right now I'm just stocking up on drones. A thermionic fabricator, which you'll place down here, which turns clear glass into liquid glass, which makes electron tubes using thickened glass, redstone ingots, and copper. Or tin for tin tubes, or bronze for bronze tubes, and so on. Crafting is actually instant, as long as you have the materials and the liquid glass. Remember, the thermionic fabricator constantly sucks up energy if you have it connected, so I like to be a bit sneaky. One more sturdy casing, an ender IO capacitor, yes, this is a complicated recipe. And yes, it will improve in the future. A bucket of seed oil, and a machine chassis. Possibly a machine chassis. You never know these days. Though that or dictionary entry is a little bit of a hint. All I have to do is drop it, and pick it up to receive the achievement. Which I could have done if I had actually dropped and picked up the sturdy casing. Excuse me a moment while I make a lot of bronze. Now this will be satisfying. There we go. Oh, and hey, there's the next achievement. I think I'll place that right here. But this trophy is going to wait for the next episode. So that's it for today's episode. I'm going to try and make bees interesting by stringing them along whenever I'm doing a video. If all goes well, we'll have the best bees possible by the time this Let's Play is over. After all, Halloween is coming up fast, and in 5 days, I'll be able to get the Tricky Queen. Which, besides getting me these actually pretty amazing drops, considering that I made heads really expensive with my peaceful pack, doesn't mutate. It's the perfect bee to load up with super traits, because it will never change. To be fair, I could do that in a bee house, but in a bee house, bees live longer. So a tricky bee would be about 100 times better. But anyway, next episode we're going to get into Ender IO. We'll make a building and possibly revamp our canola oil system. Because I know of another design, not my own and definitely better than this one, that can run 10 oil generators off of empowered oil and is completely self-sufficient. Anyway, as always, if you have any feedback, I'd love to hear it. I hope you enjoyed!